The sharp aroma of chili fills the air, causing a mild burning sensation in the throat, even from a distance. From the grinding area, the chili mixture is transferred to the mixing zone. The remaining ingredients, concentrated tomato, vinegar, spices, and thickeners, are added in fixed proportions that do not vary between batches. The ingredients are fed into an automated mixing tank, large, steel and sealed. Inside, mechanical paddles stir the mixture continuously. Each batch takes several dozen minutes to complete, depending on the type of sauce. Technicians monitor the entire process. They take samples on site to evaluate consistency, color, and flavor. If anything is off, adjustments are made directly while the batch is still mixing. Once the mixture meets specifications, it passes through a rapid heating system for sterilization, then is cooled immediately. Each batch of sauce is produced and packaged within a few hours, then shipped directly to Taco Bell locations around the world. Once all the ingredients arrive at the store, the process shifts to assembly mode, fast, precise, and standardized. Each service line is divided into stations: shell, meat, vegetables, toppings, sauce. Every component is pre-portioned. No measuring needed, no tasting required. Just follow the assembly chart. Preheated crunchy taco shell, 43 grams of seasoned beef, some lettuce and diced tomatoes, a pinch of shredded cheddar cheese, 1 pump of sauce. Total time per taco, under 20 seconds. Each day, a single store can assemble over 2,000 tacos, serving continuously during peak hours. From the taco assembly line in the United States, we move to another icon, just as crispy, but, well, far more contradictory than you might think. Fish and chips. It's a national dish of the UK, but, it's no stranger to Americans either. Whether you call it fried fish and fries, British takeout, or simply pub food, you've seen it, maybe eaten it, and almost certainly have no idea where it actually comes from. Fish and chips emerged back in the 19th century, a working-class dish, cheap and easy to eat, sold right on the streets. Cod fried in cast-iron pans, hand-cut potatoes, all wrapped up in newspaper. Enough energy for a full day's work. But that was, well, over 100 years ago. Today, over 90% of the cod and haddock used in fish and chips no longer comes from the UK. They're caught in Norway, Iceland or Russia, frozen somewhere in Europe, and then, well, refried in a shop thousands of kilometers away from the sea. We followed the journey of a frozen fillet from the icy seas through a fish filleting plant in Lithuania all the way to the industrial fryers of a budget chain in London. A piece of fish and chips might look simple, but the production behind it is, honestly, not simple at all. Before it lands on a paper tray with fries, the fish goes through quite a long journey. That journey from deep sea to processing plant all starts here in the cold waters of the North Atlantic, where fishing is no longer really a craft, but more of an industrial operation. Fleets use large-scale bottom trawls or long lines, running continuously on fixed routes based on quotas, not seasons. A large trawler can haul in between 20 and 40 tons of cod or haddock per trip, enough to supply thousands of fish and chips portions. On board, the fish is cleaned, headed, size graded, and then chilled with seawater ice or crushed ice, keeping the temperature consistently below 4 degrees Celsius. The entire pre-processing is completed within hours of the catch, and the fish is landed at port within 24 to 48 hours. With massive demand from restaurants, supermarkets, and the fish and chips industry, the UK now imports up to 90% of the white fish used in this dish. Once ashore, the fish is transported to processing plants, mainly in Lithuania, Poland, the Netherlands, and Germany, where labor costs are lower, but processing standards remain high. There, it is skinned, deboned, and cut into standard fillets, weighed down to the gram to ensure consistency in frying. Each day, a factory can process up to 100,000 fish fillets, packed into plastic trays or vacuum-sealed bags, then deep frozen at -40 degrees Celsius to lock in structure and extend shelf life. These cartons are shipped via refrigerated containers across Europe to distribution hubs in the UK, US, or Australia, ready for any chain that needs premium frozen fish fillets. Potatoes are the essential chips in fish and chips, but You know, behind that golden exterior lies a supply chain of its own. Every day, more than 40 million Americans eat fast food. Taco Bell alone sells nearly 2 billion tacos each year, a figure published by Taco Bell and QSR magazine in 2023. But this isn't just about a cheap, quick meal. This is, well, an industrial revolution right in the American kitchen. You think you're eating beef? Think again. Back in 2011, NPR reported Taco Bell was sued because their meat filling contained only 35% real beef. What's the rest? You'll want to know, originally tacos were a type of street food dating back to the 18th century in Mexico. Miners used soft corn tortillas to wrap spicy meat for a quick break-time meal. The word taco actually meant explosive, a paper-wrapped charge used to blow up rock. It was cheap, hot, spicy, and fresh. Then Glenn Bell appeared, a white entrepreneur from California. He didn't invent the taco, he watched Mexicans sell it, then thought, why not box it and sell it to white people? So he copied the recipe, stripped out traditional spices, and invented the pre-made crispy taco shell, something that could be packaged, refrigerated, and served in 30 seconds. Thus, the taco transformed from a fresh street dish into a frozen product with a 6-month shelf life, and behind that crispy shell is an entire production line you've never seen. The story begins with 50-kilogram sacks of corn lined up along the intake corridor at processing facilities like Teasdale Foods. Workers use forklifts to pour each sack into large stainless steel vats, not to make porridge, but to initiate a process called nixtamalization. This means adding water, adding alkaline additives like calcium hydroxide, and heating the corn until the hulls burst and the kernels soften from the core. After several hours, the mixture is discharged into large tubs, cooled and soaked again in cold water. The steps of rinsing, draining and filtering are repeated at least 3 times to remove the loosened corn hulls. What remains is the core of the corn, now reborn, ready to enter the industrial grinder. The grinder transforms the corn kernels into a distinct wet dough called masa. Masa is not dry like wheat flour, nor runny like paste. It's thick, elastic, and subtly fragrant with the scent of boiled corn. This dough is transferred to a mixing machine. Salt is added, and the mass is blended into a uniform texture. From here, the line runs continuously. The masa dough is rolled out to exactly 1.2 millimeters thick, then stamped into round discs measuring 12 to 13 centimeters in diameter. The freshly formed discs are immediately fed into a conveyor oven, with temperatures ranging from 180 to 200 degrees Celsius. The baking time lasts 40 to 50 seconds. Right afterward, the shells enter a cold air cooling system to rapidly lower their temperature, preserving structure and preventing moisture buildup. Once cooled, each flat disc is stacked into piles of 12 to 24 pieces by an automated system. Notably, at this stage, the shells are still flat circular pieces. The familiar U-shape, the hallmark of a crispy taco, is not formed at the factory but instead at Taco Bell stores during reheating as part of the assembly process. At large meat processing plants in the Midwest, which is really the heart of America's beef supply chain, Taco Bell's seasoned beef is mass-produced daily, believe it or not, reaching up to 450,000 kilograms per week. Inside these facilities, operations are divided into distinct zones that run continuously along an industrial production line. The first is the slaughter area, where cattle are brought in, stunned and killed using automated equipment. The carcasses are then moved to the butchering zone, where mechanical saws, rotating blades and conveyor belts work non-stop to break down the bodies, removing bones, excess fat and unwanted parts. The trimmed meat is then sent to the grinding and mixing area for further processing, all according to a precise recipe. The main ingredient is standard ground beef. That's 80-20 combined with water, oat flour, isolated soy protein, onion and garlic powder, thickening agents like maltodextrin, and a proprietary spice blend. The mixture is blended in industrial machines based on preset recipes, then par-cooked to a core temperature of about 71 degrees Celsius, cooled and vacuum sealed in thick nylon bags. Each bag contains about 2.2 kilograms of meat filling, which is enough for over 50 tacos. They are shipped to Taco Bell stores frozen and can be reheated in a low-pressure steam oven within 30 minutes. In 2011, the law firm Beasley Allen filed a lawsuit against Taco Bell, claiming their seasoned beef contained only 35% actual beef, with the rest made up of fillers like oats, soy, spices, and water. Taco Bell strongly denied the allegations, stating their product was 88% USDA-inspected beef, with the rest being supporting ingredients. After a large-scale media campaign, the lawsuit was dropped. No ruling, no change in advertising, and what do you think? After learning this, do you still want to eat that taco? If yes, like the video. If not, comment and tell us why. Have you noticed that no one washes vegetables in Taco Bell stores? That's because all the lettuce, tomatoes, onions and cheese are pre-processed at specialized facilities, mainly from Taylor Farms, which is one of the largest industrial produce suppliers in the United States. Lettuce is pre-cut, washed in a sanitizing solution, then chilled and portioned into standard serving packs. Its average shelf life is 10 to 14 days. Tomatoes are also washed, diced by machines, and vacuum sealed to retain their shape and prevent water leakage during serving. Cheddar cheese is pre-shredded and coated with a thin layer of starch powder to prevent clumping and extend shelf life. All vegetables and toppings are distributed in refrigerated trucks at 0 to 4 degrees Celsius, delivered from regional warehouses to individual Taco Bell stores 2 to 3 times per week, depending, of course, on sales volume. Sauces at Taco Bell are not mixed at the counter either. They are mass-produced at factories specializing in liquid food processing, such as Ken's Foods or Ventura Foods, which are capable of handling millions of liters of sauce each month. In the ingredient area, chili peppers are the primary component and also the first to be processed. Dried or fresh peppers are fed into high-capacity grinders, turning them into a smooth paste with a distinct deep red color.